used by their logic.
Feels like there's something loose in here. A key?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 pieces of video game logic that don't make sense.
The yellow liquid plus the green liquid equals the blue liquid, whatever that does.
For this list, we're drawing attention to the cliches and elements of video games that have endured for quite some time, yet, when examined closely, are bizarre at best and utterly nonsensical at worst.
Oh, what happened?
We won't be fixating entirely on the logic of a particular series or game, but rather logic that applies to a wide range of games.
I'll tell you whatever I can, though I don't know how much help it'll be.
Number 10. Weightless armor. One doesn't have to wonder why this is unbelievable. Many a role-playing game grants the player access to a wide range of weapons, powers, and equipable items as a means of empowering them. In theory, this makes sense, except that empower in this context means retaining the ability to jump, run, and perform other feats of agility while wearing 100-pound armor.
You are now wearing prototype medic power armor. You take care of me, and I'll take care of you.
What's more, there is little indication that armor causes any strain on a game character's body whatsoever. While we get the sentiment of a power fantasy, it's still bizarre. Number 9. From no hair to plenty.
I'm gonna make you gorgeous. Let's do this.
Apparently, hair salons use magic spells, or it's just questionable design. Regardless, sandbox games tend to let the players customize their characters, down to the hairstyle. The logical problem with this is simple. With more elaborate haircuts like mohawks or afros, where is the extra hair coming from? This leap in thinking also has an impact on immersion. Developers aiming for realism, like Grand Theft Auto developer Rockstar, have to account for every moment where suspension of disbelief is at risk.
Bye-bye, beautiful.
Number 8. Unbreakable doors. Ever wondered why burly or combative characters just don't break doors down? Well, it's an active design choice, obviously.
You know, I could break you down, I just don't feel like it.
Wooden doors are universally made to be impenetrable via brute force, even if you're playing as a muscle-bound soldier or a sword-wielding warrior.
Hey, whatever, I didn't want to go in there anyway.
Instead, the player must find an alternate route around the door or find a key, or any other obscure solution. Rarely does a game take the straightforward path of having you teach the door a thing or two. Number 7. Unlimited reserves, limited drops. For all the setup, enemies are sure stingy about ammunition.
I recommend this.
Gamers know this scenario well. It's the end of a fierce battle, with your character running low on rounds or assorted ammo. All of your foes have been downed, leaving their weapons and supplies for the taking. You run over to claim the goods for yourself, and surprise, surprise, you get little more than a few bullets for your trouble.
Kid's got a mouth, Captain. Name's Sergeant Lugo, and he's got a point.
Worse yet, said foes have unlimited ammo for the duration of the fight, making this both an insult and an eyebrow-raising leap in logic. Number 6. Selective ignorance. It's amazing what people will shrug off over the course of a game.
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a confession?
Iconic heroes are something of a given in video games. From the robe-clad assassins of Assassin's Creed, to the vigilante Corvo Skullmask in Dishonored.
Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn.
Yet, their truly awe-inspiring visual design comes at a cost. Subtlety.
Hide in plain sight. Let the people mask you such that you become one with the crowd.
These characters stick out like a sore thumb in crowds. But for whatever reason, the average civilian isn't gaping in surprise or running in terror. Instead, people just go about their everyday business, not paying any mind to the guy with the mask running across the rooftops.
You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them.
Number 5. Water, the deadliest of all creations. We understand lava and acid, but water? Yes, somehow water became the de facto instant death substance in games, with characters dropping dead instantly the second they venture too far into its depths. What makes this more of a quizzical design decision is that it's contrary to the survival capabilities of many in-game heroes. Ex-outlaw John Marston of Red Dead Redemption, for example, can survive multiple gunshots to the chest. But if he steps in water, nope, that's completely unreasonable. The concept of a human drowning isn't that far-fetched. But why does Frogger croak the second he gets wet? Number 4. Loot to your heart's content. Stealing is fun, is what we would say if we were role-playing game heroes, apparently. Many classic RPGs put the player in the shoes of an allegedly noble hero, sent to do good and inspire the masses.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already.
But since new equipment isn't cheap and rewards from battles can be hit or miss, it's time to hit up the local homes for goods.
Who are you? What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
Players can simply enter people's homes and loot their belongings without consequence, potentially leaving families in an impoverished state. Yep, definitely feeling heroic right now. Number 3. Bad Touch. One of the most timeless elements, this is nevertheless intriguing. If you've played a classic platforming game, such as 1985's Super Mario Bros., you may be familiar with the one-hit death mechanic. It goes like this. If your character so much as lightly brushes an enemy, they instantly die. Other games have obviously expanded on this by making your character take damage if they come into contact with a foe. Nice effort, but that doesn't explain why physical contact immediately equates to pain and potential death. Number 2. Inventory restrictions. It's astounding what game developers will decide to limit and what they'll keep open.
Miscellaneous antique vases.
Take the inventory system of many games. It dictates that a player can pick up and carry countless large or heavy items at once. Yet, in terms of ammunition, said player cannot retrieve and use more than a set amount. Damn. For instance, in the first-person shooter Doom, the player is limited to holding 50 shotgun rounds at a time. It's weird that some games will allow you to carry over 10 weapons without a trace on your person and not a lot of extra ammo.
It's much too heavy to carry.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Oh man, they had this sort of thing when I was
Number 1. The healing power of food. We were perplexed enough by defibrillators acting as the cure to mortal injury, but in video games, it's food that has the most bizarre role. As it stands, consuming food in a game heals your character of any and all ailments. What's more distracting, however, is that it can heal a character at any given time. Whether you're in pitched combat or experiencing a lull period, food instantly improves their health.
Pizza time.
Why this became the go-to cliche for healing items, we'll never quite know. Do you agree with our list?
Getting any Mojo vibes, Will?
What piece of video game logic makes you scratch your head in confusion? For more intuitive top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I just need you to trust me on this.
I trust you, Walker. Just don't agree with you.